It's the grandson of Right Thought. Welcome to the School of Marvelous Light. Today I want to make it known and plain to the world, and especially to the people of the United States of America, that Abba Yah is not pleased with the state of the children of the world, specifically the United States of America. Abba Yah is not pleased with the state of the children of your nation. And for some reason, the people of the United States of America believe that it's not important the state that the children are in, as if it doesn't matter, as if it's not going to impact what is to come. And Abba says, you have a nation of orphans, many of which live in homes with so-called parents and guardians. But Abba says that they're the same as an orphan living on the street. And it is because of their neglect. They're not being heard. And when they try to speak, their voices are stifled and muffled, and they're told to be quiet and to stay in their place and to not get involved in grown people's business. And they're shunned and they're dismissed as if they are nothing more than a burden to you all. This dismissal of the state of your children is going to come back and bite you all in the ass. You're nothing more than a hard-hearted person if you don't think so. Because it's as if you guys don't understand. As time goes on, the next generation has to take the mantle from the previous generation and carry it on. Well, what are they learning from you? What are the children of this nation learning? Why are they being so heavily attacked psychologically with propaganda and advertisements that they are showered over with every single day of their lives, everywhere they look? That's what's teaching them. That's what's guiding them. And they're not being trained up in the way that they should go. And there is only one way. And you all claim you know the way, but you don't teach your children that way. And if you say you teach them with your mouth, well, then you don't teach them with your actions. Why else would Abba say these children are living as orphans in their own mothers' and fathers' houses? They feel no different than a child on the street. Oh, but they got food in the refrigerator. They have a bed to sleep in, so they can't complain. As if that's what they need. Well, you all that say you serve Yahusha, did Yahusha tell you to worry about those things? Or did he say your father already know you got need of it before you even ask him? Is that what he said? And he said, don't take any thought. So those things that you're so proud of for giving your child are things that you should take thought of before your child does, that you should automatically give them, like the Father does for you. But it's like you all want to make sure that your children know that everything that they got came from you. You want to make sure that they understand that and that they know that. Well, what else are they getting from you other than material things? Because Americans, you all do very well at showering your children with material objects. I'll give you that. You do very well at giving your children knickknacks and pads and devices and things that you yourself did not grow up on. But yet you're also adamant about giving it to your children to teach your children those things. Not paying attention to the things that you're teaching them without words. the things that you're teaching them with your deeds and with your actions. Because we don't love in word and in tongue. And no matter how much you tell the world this, the world just continues to think that you do. You make everything all right when you say, I love you. That fixed everything. I love you. Well, saying I love you doesn't change the actions that you're doing. It doesn't change what you actually are doing, because we don't love in word and in tongue. We love in deed and in truth. Do you see that? Part of the way we show our love is by what we do. Deeds means what you do. So then what you do is teaching your child way more than what you say to them, because that's not how you love, by saying stuff. And when will you realize that, world, especially you Americans, when will you realize that you cannot love in word or in tongue? I don't give a damn about what they say a love language is. How you speak love to somebody is what you do. And so what you do has to line up with what love is. Do you know what love do? Do you know? Because you're living in a world right now where a lot of people, because of their own selfish feelings, are harming their children, aren't they? That's why most children are harmed, because of the selfish decisions of the so-called mature adults that are there. But yet these mature adults say that they're teaching their child the thing that their child needs to learn, but yet they can't even forgive their own spouse who they made the child with. They will not forgive that spouse. So then what are you actually teaching your child by not forgiving? In other words, by what you're doing. What are you teaching your child? To not forgive, to hold grudges, to be angry. But yet when your child does that, you whoop his ass. Y'all are a bunch of dirty, stinking hypocrites. All of you. You get mad at the results you get as if it's not the results of your own work. So that child isn't the result of your own decision? That's what you're saying? So then why do you hate the child so much? Because you hate the decision that you made, don't you? And so not understanding that that child is just an innocent expression of your own choice, you beat it. You hate it. You neglect it. Out of sight, out of mind, as far as you're concerned. You wish it wasn't even there. And a lot of hard-hearted ass women are like that with their children. If y'all don't want the Cinderella slipper shoes on, then you may as well get out the building right now. Because when Abba says he's not pleased about something, then the only way you'll sit and listen to the end of it is if you really want to please Abba. Those who ain't interested in pleasing Abba ain't going to listen to this because they're too scared at what they're going to hear. They're too upset to wear the Cinderella slippers that are going to fall on their feet for being so damn hard-hearted. They don't want their hearts exposed. Well, what exposes hearts, little flock? What exposes it? I don't have to be a woman or a mother to know that if you hate the father and you take that hatred for the father out on that child, that you're doing something wicked. I don't have to be a rocket scientist or a mother or a woman to understand that. That it's wicked to treat a child wrong because of how you feel about the father. Isn't it wicked and wrong? So a bunch of women are guilty of it. I know some personally. I know women personally that do it. So I don't need you guys to tell me whether it's going on. It's rampant around where I am. It's rampant. These women are having these children with these men, and they fall out with the men, and then they destroy the relationship that that child has with that man, as if it's your right to do so. Does anybody have the right, mother, to come in there and destroy your relationship with that child? And to tell you when you can and can't see that child? To tell you how much you can and can't do for that child? To tell you when you have parenting time with that child? It doesn't feel good for you to have somebody divvying that information out to you. So then what makes you think that you should do that to your brother? It's because you don't keep Christ's commandment. So you're not training up your child in the way that he should go. So if he goes astray, whose fault is that? His? Or is it because his example he saw was a hard-hearted, stank-ass bitch? That's what he saw growing up. Somebody who can't forgive, somebody who can't take self-accountability for their own decisions, like that child that's there. She pushing the child out, but she thinks that the child ain't got nothing to do with her. Oh, I love my child. I love my child. Well, then why are you stepping on him if you love him? It's because you're like that ostrich who has been deprived of wisdom. When an ostrich lays an egg, there is many times that the ostrich lays the egg on the ground and steps on it And she doesn't even know that she crushed her egg at all. She goes on with life, not realizing that she's killed her own baby. And Abba likens that to the woman of the world. So then what is God saying? He's saying it's a lot of you women out there that unwittingly crush your own child, thinking that you're protecting yourself, thinking that you're saving your own life. And the reason why you're doing that is because you do not know love. While you're saying your husband didn't love you, while you're saying that baby daddy didn't love you, while you're saying all of that shit about who didn't love you, it's the fact that you don't even know what love is. So how the hell could you ever judge anybody and say they didn't love you if you don't know what love is? And how do I know you don't know what love is? Because all I got to do is ask you, what's love? And your answer is wrong. Every time I ask you, women in this world, you don't know. So then how in the hell can you accuse somebody of not doing something you don't know? That's a math problem. 2 + 2 is 4. I don't know that though. So when a kid comes up and says 2 + 2 is 4, I say, no, it's not. You're wrong. That ain't the answer. And he's like, well, what is the correct answer? I say, well, I don't really know. I just give a bunch of random answers that are wrong. It's 6, it's 7, it's 8, it's 9. No, none of that is 2 + 2. None of that is. So then how can you tell me I'm wrong for saying it's 4 when you clearly don't know the answer? Do y'all understand that logic? It's the same thing with love. Same thing. Well, I divorced him because of irreconcilable differences. If I was the judge, the first question I would ask that woman is, well, what is love? So then we can truly judge whether this man loved you or whether you just want to get out of here because you want to keep going with this hot girl summer dumb shit. You still want to take pictures and pose in front of a fucking mirror, taking pictures of yourself with a little dumbass caption that you've come up with or that you've seen some other woman post underneath it, as if you're some type of like Lilith of the Valley and shit. Your ass is sitting on there in the picture. Yes, can't nobody play with me. Take a picture. Oh, 78 likes. Ooh, yes, everybody thinks I'm cute. Let me take another picture. Meanwhile, your child's in the room crying his eyes out because he hasn't seen his dad in the last 2 years. And then every time this woman goes to that child, she tries to give that child something other than the dad. That's what she does. She tries to give that child something other than his father as the solution to the problem, which is the lack of his father. The child can straight say it. I've seen this. I've witnessed this in my own eyes. A girl sitting in therapy, a little girl is sitting in therapy, and the therapist is like, well, what's the problem with you? Why are you so emotional? What's going on? Because I want to see my dad. So then it seems to me that if I was sitting there, I would have told the therapist and the mother, hey guys, this is easy, isn't it? Is her dad around? Well, yeah, he's there. He wants to be here. He's always been around. He's just been fighting tooth and nail. Oh, okay. So if we give her more time with her dad, then she'll become less emotionally unstable. Well, yeah, okay, well, let's do everything but that. Now we're helping that girl. I saw it happen, guys. I saw it. The mother became more vehement. As she got more exposed at being at fault for the child's emotionally unstable behavior, she blamed the father more and took the child away from the father more. Do y'all hear that shit? Do that make any sense? The girl saying, I want my daddy, my daddy, my daddy. But the mother hates the father so much that she can't even do that. She can't even come off of what she thinks. Her hatred is overwhelming her love for her child. So then you don't love your child because love conquers hate. Love conquers all. But something is conquering you from loving your child, which means, what is love, sister, since you say you know it? Mother that took the child away from the father. Since you know what love is so well, you're going to teach this child. Then what is it? And as she starts coming up with her own scheme, just knock her over the fucking head with this line right here. Love seeks not his own, bitch. You wicked ass, dirty, stinking ass, wicked witch. So don't tell me about how much you love that child when everything that you're doing in that child's life is because of how you feel. Well, then you're not seeking that child. You're seeking your own. So then you don't love. So then stop lying and saying you love your child. You do not love your child. You do not. But since you say you do, your child grows up confused. And that's what's got Abba so upset, because y'all have taken his name in vain and y'all have lied saying that you love your children when everything that you do proves that you don't. It's just that simple. What have we been teaching our children here in America, huh? To chase after gain. Let's keep it real. To chase after diamonds, glitz, glamour, a camera on you. to steal, kill, and destroy for the things that you want, to commit adultery. They even got little kids out here rapping about the shit now, talking about fucking some other man's bitch. This nigga is like 11 or 12 years old, talking about fucking another man's wife. Do y'all hear this shit? Why is he doing that? Because that's what he was taught. That's what he's trained in. Oh shit, man, I'm looking at my cousins, my uncles, the niggas in the street. They all say this is what make a nigga the shit. Fucking other niggas bitches is. That's the opposite of what God say. So then the world is teaching you the opposite of what God say. That's why he said don't be friends with it. But how many of you parents still friends with the world, but gonna teach your child how not to be? You can't do it. You can't do that. You got to be not of this world so then you can rightfully teach, or in other words, see clear enough to teach your child the truth. How can you teach him what it takes to live on the outside of the world if you yourself don't? Everything about you is worldly. Everything about what you stand for is worldly, but you're going to teach your child to be otherworldly. You're going to teach him to reject the world and to be transformed and to not be conformed to its image. That ain't what you're teaching him. You teach him to be conformed to the image of unforgiveness, to be conformed to the image of hard-heartedness. That's it. That's all you're teaching the child, because that's what you do. And that's how you love, is by what you do. See that there, little flock? These innocent children being born into this world, being preyed upon by all of these people who are supposed to be mature adults. But yet all they do is sneak around looking for some child to take as a prey. Child sleeping in his bed soundly. He can't even sleep because he's so worried about somebody creeping in his fucking bed at night, sneaking in and shit, trying to act like he's just coming in to tuck him in at night. Yeah, you come in there to tuck him in, all right. And then you're wondering why these children are growing up confused about their sexuality. Little girls being molested and touched and raped by their own fathers. Guys, by their own fathers. How much lust do you have, man? How much lust can you feel? Huh? Well, I'll give you the answer. You can't feel it enough. That's the proof of how wicked lust is. It'll drive a man to lay with his own damn daughter. If that ain't wicked, then I don't know what the hell is. But you see niggas doing it because they're so driven by lust, they can't control them damn selves. And then they're producing children. Well, what does the scripture say about that? About children that are born out of the bed of wickedness. Those children will stand in the judgment against you, to bear witness against you, to say, look at you. I am the result of your lust. I am only here because of your wickedness. Isn't that true for a lot of people born into this world? A lot of people, man, this shit with this DNA testing. How come a child can't be born where he knows who his mother and father is? It's only because of the wickedness of that mother and that father. That's the only reason he doesn't know. Because when it's in righteousness, the parents know. The woman knows this is the only man she's been with. This man knows this is the only woman I'm with. So therefore, when the child comes, there's no question about who the child's parents are, because the parents are one. They're not two people having a child because they weren't two when they made the child. So they think they can be one person while they make the child, but then separate and then raise the child. Don't work that way. But that's what y'all are doing. Divorce rates high. Like I told you, niggas so filled with lust they can't help but touch a child, molesting children and shit, hiding, sneaking, kidnapping, taking. Women, children die, and then they go and they steal another woman's children out the nursery. All of this wickedness y'all think is okay. And that's what's got y'all so sick into thinking like, oh, it'll right itself. No, it won't. No, it won't. If it did, then Abba wouldn't have killed everybody in Noah's day. But he saved Noah and spared him because he was righteous in his what? He was perfect in his generations. I don't know if y'all can understand that. I don't know if y'all can understand that. Children are supposed to be made in truth and love, guys. You and the woman truly love one another, and so you come together and make a child. If you do it any other way, then you're going to be having to pay. You're going to have to pay. And none of y'all want to submit to the payment that's due. And all it is humble submission to the truth of what you've done, admitting it and calling out to Abba for grace and mercy. That's all you have to do. But people aren't willing to do that. I told you, that mother's not willing to say, I'm wrong. I have kept this child from his parent for some stupid, petty, dumbass reasons that I have come up with. Even though, can I justify any of those reasons before God? I was right what I did, God. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. I suffer not a woman to usurp authority over the man. But that's what you see in this world. And some women are proud and happy to say it. They using scriptures all out of context. I see women do it all the time. A woman shall compass a man. You see there? The prophecy states that there'll come a time when women will pass up men. And you say that as if it's a good thing. It's saying that because it's punishment. See how women pride? That's why they say don't suffer not a woman to teach feelings. Don't let feelings teach, because when a woman reads that, her feelings get involved. Oh, that means that we're going to rise up above men. No, it doesn't. Because when you do that, look what happens to the world. You break divine order when you do that. That's why he says, I don't want you to. Stay in your place. But nope, she wants the man place so damn bad that she's usurped it, like the scripture says. And then we pay the price for it. It ain't better a world because of it. So there's no reason no woman should be going around bragging, talking about, yeah, women should compass men. Women's going to compass men. It's not a blessing. It's a curse. Oh, shit, I didn't know that. I was too busy in my feelings about what I read. I thought it was telling me I'm better. See, that's your fucking problem. That exposed the intent of your heart. How you interpreted that scripture exposed where your heart is at. See what I mean, little flock? Just to justify wickedness is why you use the scripture. To justify something that you ain't even got. Show that you got it by acting right then. By being righteous. How about that? How about that? By stop thinking you're the judge and the jury over the man. Because that's what happens when a woman compasses him. She gets ahead of him and then she thinks she can judge him. Well, when do you read in the scripture that that's ever going to happen? But you see the fruits of it in the world you live in. All right, the woman got all the pool in court. The woman is at home with her boyfriend. He got mad at her and just stormed out the room and slammed the door. He didn't touch her or anything. But when he slammed the door, she got so furious and enraged by that she called the cops and said he beat her ass. She screamed and hollered when the cops pulled up to the house, running out, grabbing the cop as if he saved her from this man. This man was in the bathroom taking a dump. Wasn't thinking about that bitch. And y'all know this is going on, but y'all just go, okay, and turn to the next channel. I don't go to the next channel, because if I go to the next channel, then that leaves that issue undone. I don't like leaving issues undone. I like things being decently and in order and done to the end. So I don't like letting things go that are going to destroy the next generation. You guys, do. Y'all don't mind it. Yeah, it's all right. Let the kid go ahead and rap about killing people and pulling a Draco out and smoking a guy and the socket of his eye, blowing it out with a bullet and his smoke came out his eye. It's okay to let kids rap about it. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. And it's because y'all ain't got no shepherd and no guide. And now you got one and you're scared of him because he's telling you what you're doing is dumb. Just like a dad does. The dad is your shepherd and your guide. So when you go out and you play with the other kids and you're doing dumb shit, your dad may come every now and again and say, hey, you're not like them other kids. Sit your ass down and chill out. And the mother knows that the child needs that from the father every now and again. So when he's in around, what will he do? He will just go to the world and be like them because he needs something to look up to. He needs it. But you guys just take it away, which is his dad. We all look up to our father. So how is it different when a child needs his? It's not. So you see why the fathers are such under attack, being stripped away, having their goods taken away, having their houses taken, having their jobs taken from them, losing their health, all over a damn wicked-ass woman that just want to destroy this man's life as if you don't reap what you sow. And that's why I'm telling you guys all this. Y'all have stacked up such a large debt that I am fearful for it when it snaps back on you guys. I'm like turning away. I don't want to even look at it. It's that terrible what you guys have done. It's that terrible. How greedy you all have been. How selfish you all have been that you're blinded to an innocent child. That tells you how horrible person you are. How of a horrible person you have become. Where a child's crying, screaming, asking for relief and your mother won't even do it? Then what country is this? The mothers have become like ostriches where they stump their own kids, kill them, tell them they're ugly, tell them they hate them, tell them all kind of horrible, wicked things about these children and tear them to pieces. But it's okay. They'll be okay. They're not okay. They're not. They are completely out of sight, out of mind to the world. These children. You can straight tell the person what these children are going through in this world, and the person will shrug their shoulders and say, oh, well, okay, well, damn. You didn't want it when you were a child? What did you want when you were a child, world? What did you guys all want? All the adults listening to me. What did you want as a child? What did you think was normal and what was right as a child? Well, since your dad and your mom had sex together that made you, it seems as though they should do everything else together to raise you. But it is because they don't do it together. That fucks you up. I've seen it happen to too many damn people for y'all to deny this. And it doesn't matter what age it is when you separate it. When you separate it, you fuck the kids up. That's why God hated it. But y'all love it. Especially women. Women love divorce. Women love divorce. That's their first option they go to as soon as things go south. Some women marry already knowing they're going to divorce later on. They just want to get what they can get out of it first and then divorce. So then y'all love using that. Y'all love divorce. Y'all love the idea that you can. Y'all love to abort. Y'all love to do anything that can thus annul a stupid decision. That's what women love. Do you hear that today, little flock? Now, can you be self-accountable if everything that you love is keeping you from being self-accountable? A woman loves to do stupid things and then come with something afterwards that disannuls it. She loves that. And for instance, plan B. I had sex with a one-night stand with a guy in a stall at the club. We had some hot sex in the stall. But we didn't have no condom or nothing. So we just had sex and he busted a nut in me and now I'm pregnant. Remember I said about the wisdom of Solomon, the scripture that says, those children will be the witnesses against their parents in their trial. I'm not wicked. The child going to be standing there saying, you're not? You're not lustful? You're not led by the red? Then why the hell am I standing here? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that decision. I know, because you tried to disannul it. You tried to wash it away. You tried to abort. You tried plan B. Do you see what I'm saying to you? The woman gets pregnant and then says, okay, plan B. She goes, takes plan B. So it disannuls the stupid decision. Okay, I didn't make a dumb decision. The wicked woman, the adulterous woman, wiped her mouth and said, I did no sin. Wipe her mouth means get rid of the evidence of what she's done. Guys, the Bible tells you everything that you need to know. That's why I tell you guys to equip yourself with it. And when you equip yourself with it, the end result of it is love. And so when you look around the world and you see that that's what's lacking, then it doesn't matter what these people say to you. It doesn't matter because you have read the scripture and know and believe what it says, that if a man have not love, he is nothing. He has nothing. So then as soon as I see a nigga being hateful, he ain't nothing. Don't got nothing. I don't need to know whether he keeps Torah, whether he keeps this, whether he keep that. He proved he don't by his hatefulness. He proved he does not keep God's commandment because of his hatefulness. I don't need to look for another sign to see whether he keeps God's commandments or not, because the children of God have a mark upon them that proves who they are. John tells you the mark. He says the fact that we love proves that we are children of God. So if I see a person not love, then I know that he's not God's child. And that's maybe why you guys are the way that you are, because you're just not God's children. So then stop acting and saying and speaking with your lips that you are. Stop honoring him with your lips while your hearts are far from him. You might as well just be honest about the state that you're in. In other words, woman, when you had this one night stand and you got pregnant, you need to come home and just tell your parents that, tell your friends that, tell your girlfriends and your coworkers at work the fucking truth. Stop lying and saying that your boyfriend got you pregnant and now y'all are going to have a baby this summer. That's not his fucking baby. Tell him the fucking truth so you can not destroy the child. But guess what she's thinking about? Look, do women lie a lot of times about the father? Well, Murray Povich had a show exploiting you stupid ass, especially black women. Making merchandise of your poor decisions. His whole show was about how stupid you are. Yeah, Maury, I know he's the dad. You are not the father. Okay, but I didn't have sex with anybody else. Look at the delusion. There is no wickedness like it. All wickedness is small to the wickedness of a woman. Do you see why? Because a woman that hates her own child, what wickedness is worse than that? A woman that will not comfort her child, what more wickedness is that? The child is in agony. The child is in pain. The child's screaming. The mother won't even move a muscle to comfort the child. That's wicked as fuck, if you ask me. It's heartless. It's not tender-hearted. It's not soft. It's not loving, is it? So then you guys can tell me what you think it is. I know what it is. It's because she doesn't know love. And you guys think the world needs something more to it than that. The world needs to learn how to eat right. That's what y'all think. Y'all think the world needs to learn how to dress in a garment that's only cotton or only linen. You think the world needs to know how to put a border of blue and fringes on their garment. You guys can't lie to me, especially you camps, because that's all the fuck y'all talk to when the people are walking by on the street. You tell them that. So then if a woman goes home and says, okay, I'm going to be a righteous woman. I'm going to cover my head now. I'm going to put my dress down to my foot now. Okay? Now, what else did that guy say? He said, eat like this. So I'm going to get all the pork and everything out of my house. I'm going to wear a border of blue and fringes on my dress now. So I'm going to get a sewing machine. I'm going to do that. She does all of that. But yet when a child walks in the room and says, hey, Mom, she goes, what? So then what did her fringes do? What did her changing her diet do? Do you see what I mean? Do you see what Yahusha means? When he says, you deny the weightier matters. Y'all strain at a gnat and swallow camel. That what is a fucking camel that bitch just swallowed? But she's straining at a gnat. Oh, my hair. Oh, I need to cover it with this prayer shawl. Okay, I need to wear this dress down to the foot so I can be modest. I can do... No, you need to learn how to love. Because if you don't do that first, the cornerstone, then the building will fall. How many times does he have to tell you all this? You deny the cornerstone. The cornerstone is what you use to build a child, to build your relationship, to build a home, to build anything. You need a foundation to build it on. But if you throw the cornerstone out, which I have proven over and over and over again what it is, it's love. When you throw that out, then you try to build a relationship with your child. Your child grows up saying, I hate you. I hate you. So did you provoke your child to wrath? Did you do the thing God said don't do? Oh, well, I wasn't really listening to God. That's right. You weren't listening to love because God is love. So were you listening to love, sister, when you made the decisions you made? I told you, love seeks not his own. So why did you keep that child away from his dad again? I know, because of you. I know, you. Not because the child's suffering. Let's say this child has a great relationship like the little girl I told you about that was saying, I want to see my dad. They have a wonderful, great relationship. No one can deny it, even the mother. But yet I won't give her more time with him. And if he seeks to spend more time with him, I make his life a living hell. I seek to catch him. I seek to sneak and record phone calls unbeknownst to him. Try to catch him saying something that he shouldn't say. So I can try to justify a reason as to why I don't have her around him. And every time you look to justify, you don't find anything, and yet you still won't give in and say, you're right here, man. I want my daughter to be happy. This makes her happy. Look, if the dad isn't around, and yet she wants to see the dad, but yet let's just say Christmas rolls around, and you guys keep Christmas, and that mother says, what do you want for Christmas? And the daughter tells her, do you try to get those items for your daughter? Or at least the one she really wants the most? Do you try to get it? Why? Because she asked for that. So let's say it's a makeup kit. It's a special makeup kit that she wants. It's kind of expensive, but she wants it, desires it. So the mother knows this. So come Christmas, she buys her the makeup kit. Now, if you ask the mother, why did you buy her that thing in particular? It's because I knew she really wanted it. That's why she's crying. So then what the fuck do you think if you put her in her dad's arms? No, I'll just give her the makeup kit. Yeah. If I stand before you and you see my face doing that, what do you think the Father? That's why he's like, I don't want to smell in y'all solemn assemblies. I will not be there. Love is that's what that means. Love isn't there. So how could I be? How could I sit among you in your house if love is not in your house? I know you go to church. I know you honor me with your lips and you say that you serve me and that you say that you pray to me. I know that. But when you go home, you argue with your husband. You argue with your wife all fucking day. You cheat. You drink all day. You gamble all the fucking money away and come back with nothing to give. and then you say you serve God. Well, then you don't serve love. That's why y'all don't like when I say that it's love, because that handcuffs you to your sin. You don't want that. Well, how else are you going to know that you are in sin? And get out of this delusion that you're okay and that you can just get through life and it'll be all right. It won't be all right. You're going to pay dearly for all of the shit that you've done, especially to the innocent children who are just trying to live, trying to feel loved. The fuck else do you think a child asks for their parent for? Because they want the love that the parent give them. Why else do they ask? Does a child ask for a toy that he don't want? Does he yearn for the thing he don't want or the thing that he love? Well, I told you about the makeup kit. She even cried when she got it. So then what the hell makes you think she won't cry when she gets her dad? But y'all wicked ass snakes and you wicked ass female dogs, which in the world we call bitches, I woe unto y'all. Woe unto you, you hard-hearted, evil, wicked-ass bastards out there in the world that don't care about nobody but yourself. Woe unto you. Woe unto you. You've denied the way to your matters. Good job. Good job, Americans. You were so focused on building your lives up to be some type of great nation, to make yourself to be some type of pinnacle of the world, and all you did was make yourself out to be nothing but trash. To be a fucking whore. That's all in the hell you did with yourself. Was slutted yourself out for gain, sacrificing your children to Moloch every fucking day, putting them through the fire. You don't know what that means? Y'all still are dull? You don't know what it means to sacrifice your child and put him through the fire? That girl that was crying saying, I just want to see my dad, crying and crying and crying, that's fire. The mother's putting her child through that, sacrificing them to a flame to be burnt up and their identity to be just completely burnt to a singe to where there's just nothing on the inside. I told you guys about divorce. I seen a girl I went to high school with. She was 17 years old when her parents divorced. And it drastically changed her personality. Drastically. Oh, but did she hide it? Oh, so well. She hid it under this veneer. What did she hide? Her extreme anger. Her extreme anger was hid under this veneer. She was prom queen at school. I told you this happened when she was 17. She was 18 when she became prom queen. So that tells you the time frame. So she was prom queen. She was an editor in the school newspaper and very accomplished with nice high grades and everything. Went off to college, but masked this extreme hatred and anger that she had inside of her. That caused her to perpetuate more anger, more hatred in the lives of others, more pain in the lives of others, while denying that she's ever doing it, because she denied that evil wickedness that has now grown in her. That wasn't there until the divorce took place. And it didn't just happen to her. Her brother and her sister were deeply affected. Her sister went to jail for trying to stab a man after that. Her brother went to jail, who was a straight A quiet student, went to jail for selling drugs. So yeah, it had a positive effect. Getting married, having these 3 children, raising them in a house together, and then divorcing at 17 and tearing their lives apart, it had a positive effect on their lives, as we see. Woman knows the man's whole family, but yet when the child asks, how come I can't see my daddy? The woman says, I don't know where your dad is, but she knows the whole family. So then she can simply just ask the family members, hey, I need to get in touch with your cousin's dad or your nephew's dad. I need to get in touch with him. The child is crying for him. Instead, I don't know where he's at, and leaves it at that. Lets the child just scream and cry. The child is her child, by the way. I've seen it with my own eyes. Seen it with my own eyes. I've seen a man on his knees with his son embraced in his arms, and the mother just say, all right, that's enough. And the child, the father says, okay, gets up to leave, and the child runs back to the father and grabs and starts crying and says, no, I don't want you to leave. And the mother just says, that's enough, let's go. But yet, when I drop my daughter off to school in the morning, she having anxiety about class because she knows that when she goes to school, I'm not going to be picking her up. So I'm just going to be last seeing my dad right now before next week. So she has some anxiety about getting out the car and going to school. I sit with her until she's able to leave. Okay, no big deal. When you're ready, then you can go into the school. It don't matter if you're late. Your mom is going to have to be mad. It's okay. I'll sit with you until you're ready. So a man can do that, but a woman can have compassion. I told you ostriches. I told you that. Told you that. The curse is that you're not tender and delicate no more. Does that sound tender and delicate? I want to see my daddy. I don't know where he at. Not even. I'm sorry, son. I'm sorry. I know. I know you miss your dad. I know. I understand. It's okay. Let me hug you. I know it hurts. I know. Not even that. I don't know where he's at. I want to see my daddy. She's just filming him. Told you guys, you Americans are a real piece of fucking work. Y'all Americans ain't shit. I'm just going to tell you straight up like it is. Y'all Americans ain't shit. Y'all don't care about fucking nobody. All y'all do is justify wrong. It's so sickening. And like I said, it's amazing that this nation has been allowed to go as long as it has. You can't tell me my father's not gracious and merciful. Yes, he is. Because he's giving you guys a long time to see what you're doing to yourselves. And you just won't see it. You're so blinded by your self-centeredness. Y'all would justify killing millions of people. All because your propaganda told you that they were a threat to you. That's all it takes for you to want to snap off and kill billions of people? Hey, man, we heard they're going to come over here and do something to us. Well, we better go over there and attack them first. Well, who's the they that's doing? It can't be that mother sitting there with her child that you just blew to smithereens. It couldn't be those people in that house having a meal around that table in Iraq when you kick in the door and blow them away, including the children. It couldn't be them that was a threat to you. So fucking cowardly and afraid of everybody on this damn earth. How the fuck you the greatest then? How are you the most mighty if you're the most terrified? Somebody gonna take it from us. Somebody gonna take our goods. Somebody gonna take our spot. So fucking what? So fucking what? Who said that you're supposed to be in the top spot forever? Who said that? Well, seems like other people thought that too. I guess Babylon thought that. I guess Persia thought that. I guess Greece thought that. And I guess Rome did too. And what was their end? Now, if these nations were loving, do you think they'd have ended? Well, God says Israel is a world without end. And Israel has a Messiah. And that Messiah gave Israel a new commandment. And that commandment was what? And then he said, I am the way. So then what he told us is the proper way. And what he told us is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You hear that, mom? You hear that, dad? You hear that, married couples? You hear that? Do what you want your spouse to do to you. So now you want your spouse to take the children away and never let them see you. Okay, well, that's what you're telling God. I don't give a fuck what you say with your mouth. That's what you told him by what you did. Because the law states, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The recorder recorded your action and said, this is what you will get, and you'll get it double. You'll get double. Since you don't get it, that's why the scripture says, your eyes shall behold and see the reward of the wicked. They're going to all fall like dominoes while you're standing right in the midst of them, unscathed and untouched. You hear that, little flock? That's the truth of the matter. And why? I told you why. Because you abide in his love, because you keep his commandments, just like he abide in his father's love because he keep his father's commandments. That's simple. So then if I teach you to love, then everything else that you need to know will fall into place. Isn't it simple? If a man think in his heart, so is he. If he think in his heart loving thoughts toward himself, then he won't do things that are harmful to himself. That's simple. And if he does anything that is perceived as harmful to himself, he have done it out of grace. Just like his child. Ice cream on your birthday. I told you guys this. Why not ice cream every day? Well, you guys know why not. Why wouldn't you give your child ice cream every day? But you do give them some every now and again. See there. I just told you guys it's about balance, whether you guys think it is or not. It's about being balanced. You can't understand somebody else who's not like you if you don't have balance. You'll just judge him because he's unlike you. In other words, you think righteousness is dressing a certain way, eating a certain way, talking a certain way, and walking a certain way. That's a Jew outwardly. Now, the truth states that a Jew is one who is one inwardly and a Jew of the heart. You see that there? So it's nothing outwardly that can tell you what a true Jew is. And I don't know why you guys are so focused on being a false Jew. Why? That clean the outside of the cup. That don't do you no damn good. It's about the inside that matters. Y'all should have said that. But y'all want to clean the outside, taking pictures on Christmas with your little Christmas matching pajamas. But everybody's miserable and sad. You force your children to smile in their fucking school photos, but they're sad. You force them to get up and do a bunch of vain things every day, but they're sad. They feel unloved. So then what the fuck? They are not going to be anything, and they're not going to have anything. That's simple. So all your labor, all your so-called good mothering, good parenting, whatever you guys want to call it, all of it came to nothing. It was vain because your child is sad. Your child is lonely. Your child is angry. Your child is very much upset and in great psychological turmoil and has no rest for his soul because you wouldn't tell him the truth, because you denied love, and nobody can live without it, guys. And until y'all realize that, you'll just be broken down and broken down and broken down and broken down and broken the hell down into every one of your knees. Submit to that. Cornerstone. That is the beginning of the new creation. It's the cornerstone, just like your house. It needs to be built on that first stone, which is love, and y'all deny it. You keep throwing it out. I hear people do it all the time. They're teaching these next generation of kids everything but love. Well, if you don't have love, I told you what the result of that is. I told you guys what the result of it is. So then if you were wise, it seems like you would teach love. But since you guys resist that and you don't want it, well then it's going to grind you all to powder. Sad to say, guys, it's going to grind you to powder. You're going to see your sin. You're not going to be able to cover it up anymore. You're not going to be able to shuck and jive and put it under a rug. You're not. Your sin is going to bear witness right into your fucking face. Everything that you did wicked and out of a hard heart is going to bear witness to your face. And you're going to see the beast that you have built. And you'll be terrified. And your heart will fail you for what you see. And it would be because of your own heart. Because as a man thinketh, so is he. You do a bunch of wicked, evil things and you try to cover it up with a veneer, then the truth will be exposed. Like I told you, all these people's teeth. Yeah, we can go ahead on and laugh about it, but it's just the truth. All of these people with these veneers on their teeth, when they can't go to the doctor and when they have no access to any technology or any type of money or anything, those veneers are going to eventually break off. Yeah, after you're living on the street, eating whatever you can find and whatever comes across, your veneers are going to snap off and then your true teeth are going to show. And you know how you're going to be looking? Like them vampires. Like them vampires, those zombies. With a bunch of fucking small little chiclets in your mouth because of vanity, you did that. No, I just go to the dentist. The dentist won't be there. Okay, I got cosmetic surgery. I need to go for my secondary surgery. Okay, now that's over with. You can't. There's no surgeon. Hospital shut down. No power. There's no electricity. No grid. There's no money. Oh, shit. What about my surgery? Yeah, what about it? It was vanity and stupid. What about your child? I thought I had time. Yeah. Y'all thought you said you served Yahushua. I do. He said, take no thought for tomorrow. He said, take no thought for your life. What are you doing laying up here on this surgeon's table? Vanity is why. Vain. That's why. So all y'all care about, I told you, all them fucking Americans give a shit about the name brand. Y'all have made the whole world drunk with this shit so bad that you see people that can't even fucking do it right. The shit is sad. And I'll go ahead and end this message here, guys. But you see people all over the world trying to be like American rappers are. In other words, the niggas wear a bunch of high-end fashion rappers do, like Gucci, Balmain, and all this shit, right? Louis Vuitton. But you see African niggas over there in Africa that get a little bit of money, and the nigga got on a Gucci hat, a fucking Louis Vuitton jacket, a fucking Balmain t-shirt, and some fucking Chanel backpack. And he's like taking pictures and shit. He's out there posing. Nigga, you guess you can't buy style. Just because you got a bunch of name brands and high fashion on doesn't mean you're something, brother. That shit don't even match or look good. You got a Chanel hat on, a Coach backpack, fucking all this other shit. What are you doing? Hey, man, it's name brand, man. Catch people's attention, man. Yeah, but it's all mixed up together. You look like a fool. Don't matter. Shit. Now I got to scam some more so I can get some more money and give me some more Gucci. All right. All right. But like I said, you guys go right on ahead because the end is near. The end is near, and it will come suddenly because of the things that I've described to you that you do here. You see, I've been around, I've been from place to place, and that's all I see you guys do here. It's bullshit around, fucking around, hating love, finding any way and every way you can to deny that that's what it is that you should be doing. You should be focusing all your attention and being on it, but y'all don't. So y'all don't know that all is vanity except fearing El and keeping his commandments. You don't think that. Well, that's what I would teach my child. Everything you do in this life, son, is a waste of your time, and it's going to be vexation to the spirit that's in you. It's going to stress you out, chasing after material things. The thing that you need to do more than anything, son, is to remember the commandments. And what are they, son? To love God with my whole heart, my whole mind, and my whole soul, and to love my neighbor as myself. And all the commandments hang on those two. So all the commandments are supported by those two commandments. They hanging on it. So if you don't have the hanger, what happens to your clothes that should be hanging up in the closet? They fall. They don't have anything to hang on. They need a hanger. What's the hanger when it comes to the commandments? Love is. Because if you do anything and don't have love, you ain't did nothing. I keep telling y'all that. So before I end this message, I'll ask you guys, what can you do without love that's not vanity? Tell me, what can you do without love that will benefit you? What can you do without love that actually matters or that you actually did do? That's right, because if you ain't got love, you didn't do anything. You see that little flock? If you ain't got love, you didn't do nothing. So that's what I would teach my children. But since you guys refuse to, I guess we'll just do it in the new world where there's no tears, where there's no sorrow, where there's no things that offend either. We'll just do it there. And you guys can do what you love to do here, but it's going to be over with very soon here, in the near future. You see that there? And you guys' disbelief about that, it's only going to make it worse. If a house was on fire, the best thing to do is to get out of it as soon as possible. Not let the fire grow and grow and grow and then try to get out. But you guys, the fire is engulfing the entire house right now, and you guys are still in it, thinking that you still have time. It's a little bit too late, I believe, to even get out the house. Y'all aren't willing to settle. Y'all still want to take each other to court, even though the Bible says don't. Especially you guys that call yourself Christians. You still take each other to court over petty things like money and parenting time and child support. You can't even agree. You can't even judge. So how the hell can you judge the angels? If you can't even judge righteous judgment in a court of law of the earth, how the hell can you judge angels? How can you judge your brothers and sisters? How can you? If you can't judge the simple matters between your own household. Because I'll tell you how you should judge it, and that's love. But love causes you to seemingly miss out or lose out. Love is the one that lets go. The other guy will not let go. He just can't. Of what? Grudges. I forgive you, man. We got beef. Hey, man. Blessed are the peacemakers, the Bible says. But look at the people that don't want to make peace. Going to court and putting something on somebody in the courts is not being a peacemaker. You're proving you can't do it yourself. You can't make peace. You're proving it. What's irreconcilable differences mean? The inability to make peace. So then you serve God, you say? See the tomfoolery of it all, little flock? So y'all be blessed today, you little flock, you ones that have come out of that burning ass house that's going to be burnt with fervent heat. The fervency of the heat is only increasing. So be blessed, you guys that have come out, and rest easy on that sea of glass mingled with fire. Now you know why it's mingled with fire, because the fire increased so much so that nobody could quench it, put it out, until it had consumed all that it was meant to consume. See that there, little flock? That would be the tares. So you rest easy today, you little wheat. Silawan Mesraela.